What's up, my friend? Welcome back to another video, and today we're talking about a really quick harmony secret that you can use to instantly make your music sound just a little bit more like Super Mario. And this technique certainly has been used in other genres and games as well, but Nintendo really makes use of this in a lot of their music in Mario games, and so I really wanted to share it with you, and it's super, super fun. I do it all the time in my music, and a lot of my inspirations for my music have actually come from the Super Mario games as well, so this technique is really second nature to me, and I want to give it to you as well, in case you weren't aware of it before. And if you want to stick around to the very end, I'll give you something that you can really download and keep on hand, basically. If you want to write music in the style of Super Mario, there'll be something there that I want to share with you. So anyway, let's quickly dive into it. This little technique is called Modal Mixture. And more specifically, that just means when you take a key, let's say C major, and then you have the parallel minor, right? So that would be C minor. So basically taking the same root or the same starting note of your scale, but just switching from major to minor or minor to major, or vice versa, right? So in C major and C minor, we have two different keys, because C minor has 3 flats, whereas C major has 0 flats and sharps. And C minor, as a result, then has chords in that scale that are different compared to C major. And the ones we're focusing on here are the flat 6 and the flat 7, or the regular 6 and the 7 in the minor key. So let me quickly demonstrate. In C major, because we have all white notes, the 1 chord is C major, right? The 2 chord is D minor, the 3 chord is E minor, the 4 chord is F major, the 5 is G major, 6 is A minor, 7 is B diminished, should be called B diminished there, and then back in C major. And actually, you know what? I'm going to switch the key to C so that we can get that B diminished. There we go. But in C minor, here's the chords that we have. We have C minor, so here we have the E flat, right? Then we have D diminished. We have E flat major, which is the 3 chord, F minor, G minor, or G major if it's harmonic minor. We have A flat major, which is the 6 chord, B flat major, which is the 7 chord, and then back to C minor, which is the 1 chord. So when I say flat 6 and flat 7, I'm talking about in the context of a major key, because in a major key, the 6 is naturally A and B, right, in C major. So in C minor, remember how we said the 6 chord is flat, it's A flat, and the 7 chord is B flat, compared to A minor and B diminished. So basically, if you flat both of these chords, if you flat the root, then we get an A flat major chord and a B flat major chord, and this applies basically for any other major to minor key. So this is where modal mixture comes in, is if you're thinking of using like a 6 chord in a major key, and you have a context where maybe it's at the end of a passage or the end of a chord progression, and you want to switch things up a little bit, you can bring in the flat 6 or flat 7 from the minor key, the parallel minor, in this case C minor, and kind of spice up your progression just a little bit. So instead of just doing, for example, C major, A minor, G major, C major, or more specifically, C major, A minor, B diminished, C major, like that kind of works. With that B diminished, it's a little bit weird, but it's possible. But what if we did C major, A flat major, B flat major, and again, both of these chords, A flat and B flat, are from the C minor parallel minor key, then back to C major, then it brightens everything back up. And this is exactly what we get in the ending theme when we complete a level in Super Mario Bros. So this is what it sounds like. Right? So you start in a nice C major chord, and then we have the A flat major chord. Then we go to B flat, back to C major. Much more colorful than just going. It sounds a little too classical in a way, right? So having that flat 6 and that flat 7 really brings in that extra color from the minor key. That's so beautiful. Let me show you 2 more examples here, and then we'll wrap it up. So this is the Gusty Garden Galaxy, really, really famous tune from Super Mario Galaxy, if not the most famous. And it literally is right here in the intro. So we're going to be in the key of D flat major. I'm going to switch the key here to D flat. Oh, sorry, we're going to be in the key. Yeah, it's D flat major. Let me just play this intro here for you. And that's it. It really is that seamless. So it sounds like this. Right? And so the regular 6 and 7 chords in D flat major would be B flat minor, C diminished, and then back to D flat major. But in this case, we actually started an A major chord, which is again a semitone lower from the regular 6 chord. So we go from A major to B major, so up a whole step, and then up another whole step to D flat major. So it's a really seamless transition because both of those modal mixture chords are pretty familiar in the parallel minor. So when you bring them in and then you go immediately to the tonic chord in the major key, it brightens everything up, you know? So, and again, that's that 6, 7, 1 progression. Really nice. One more time. This is, now I'm going to change the key to E flat major in Sky Station Galaxy 2 from Super Mario Galaxy 2. This is what this sounds like. And then we get into the theme. So let me play that one more time and see if you can identify where the flat 6 and flat 7 are. Where do you feel like they might be? Okay, let me play out the progression for you really quickly. And hopefully playing it out gave you a bit of a visualization of where those chords are. So in the key of E flat major, we start on the 4 chord, we go to the 5 chord, and we usually expect to go back to the 1 because that's a very traditional authentic cadence. 4, 5, 1. But this cadence is actually then extended with those flat 6 and flat 7 chords. And we actually end up going up a step every single time. So let me play that one more time. So 4 to 5, and then we get the flat 6. So this is completely new. This is a totally new color because this chord is not in the key of E flat major, right? So this is the flat 6 of the parallel minor. Then we go to the flat 7, which is D flat major, and step up one more time, another whole step to E flat major, which we finally resolve to. We get that nice, bright, open sound, and then we continue on the theme. So 3 instances of flat 6 to flat 7 to 1. And this is done, again, countless more times throughout the Mario series, but it's so much fun and it's so easy to do as well, right? So anytime you are, let's say, creating or you're wrapping up a certain chord progression, like you're nearing the end, and instead of just doing, a 4-5-1 or a 6-5-1 or something like that, you can replace that with a flat 6, flat 7 to 1. You could even do the reverse, kind of like flat 6, flat 7, flat 6 to 1. But 6 to 1 is not usually a very common thing because they both have sort of tonic functions. So they kind of both feel at rest. But all in all, the additional color of those notes from the parallel minor is really, really effective. And there are other modal mixture chords you can bring in as well, like minor 4, minor 5, things like that, major 3, whatever. But yeah, it's just something to play around with, and it adds an additional color that really is so beautiful. And it's just that hint of spice that you really need to spice up your composition sometimes. I personally believe that if you have a composition that's more or less diatonically based, or even if it's in a certain mode or something like that, it sets a certain expectation, right? So if you have a listener who's feeling really comfortable and at ease while listening to a piece of music, but then you throw in the occasional color chord, in this case modal mixture, then it kind of, they're not going to recognize what the chord is if they're a layperson, but at least you make them think like, oh, something spicy or something colorful just happened that I didn't expect. And then their brain will start to jog a little bit and keeps them on their toes. That's the sort of thing that I'm going for in my music. I don't want to just be completely diatonic or completely in one key, because I like to play around with expectations a little bit. And it's personally satisfying as well, knowing that there are certain chords that can add spice and add interest and keep things flowing and things interesting. So this is just one of my favorite devices. I hope it gave you some ideas, and I would love to hear your thoughts on this. If you personally have used this before, or after watching this video, is this something you're going to continue or consider doing? I would love to know. And of course, if you want to, I did promise at the very beginning I was going to give you something to grab. So I've actually put a guide together called 5 Steps to Writing Thematic Music in the Style of Super Mario and Disney. So in this guide, we kind of talk about not just like melodic devices and harmonic devices, but I've also included some specific techniques in like form and structure and how to bring things together to really create music that sounds really magical and fun and adventurous. And so I've given some really specific practical examples, talk about those devices, and this is a guide that you can just download completely and right away for free. I just want to give it to you as a gift for checking this out, and hopefully it helps you a little bit further in your composing journey. So if you want that little bit of extra color in your compositions, this is a no-brainer. I just again want to give it to you as a thank you for watching this all the way through today. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'll catch you in the next video, and take care. Bye-bye.